Hello, Sudbury, and welcome to the lounge area in Tucson Yoga. My name is Sandra Millette, and we have Nicole Cameron here, and over here we have Jenny Durini setting up. She's our tech-savvy expert. So we just wanted to say hello and do a little talk about what we're doing today. So first off, we're just going to talk about
Am I good? Okay. I can come off the ladder.
Yeah, she can come off the ladder. So as you can see, we're separated pretty far apart. By pretty far apart, we mean 6 feet.
At least, actually. We're probably more than 6 feet apart, as per the rules in social distancing. And we are less than 5 people. So, and these are people that we've kept in close contact throughout this whole thing. So we're not introducing anybody new to our line of people.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And we're also making sure that, so before coming here, Nicole asked me who have I been in contact with. We asked Danny who she's been in contact with. We've been doing free yoga classes in the studio to hopefully help you all be moving and staying well with your mental health.
Yeah. Good morning, Carol. So I'm the one who will be checking on my phone with the viewers, making sure that when you come on and if you ask a question, that we answer your questions promptly too, as much as we can. If there's a flow of conversation, that might change. It might have to wait till that flow of conversation kind of comes to an end, and then we will address your questions as well.
And we do have an outline kind of what we want to talk about today, but we also have an understanding that we might completely left turn this in a lot of ways. We'll try and stay on topic as much as we can, but interaction from you guys would be great, because that's going to help us address the things that you want to hear, because as much as we're here to talk amongst ourselves and share the things that we've learned along the way, the big part of this video is to share with you guys and help you guys out, so that in all of this we're all benefiting, not just the three of us.
True. Shout out to Outside Heat Juice, one of our little companies that have taken a pause. I'm drinking your Amrita orange apple lemon pineapple juice, and it tastes fantastic.
So the whole purpose of today's video is not to focus on what's going on in the world right now, because that's not what we want to do. We want to focus, our main thing today is talking about fear, talking about how fear affects the body, recognizing the signals that happen in the body with fear, and then how we can cope with fear. So all those things that we can do to help, and not just yoga. So we're talking about a wide variety of things. I'm giving you a little bit of a prenups of what's going to happen today. Then we will also talk to you about what you do at home as ways that you can cope with everyday life and what's happening in your world. And when you do that, when you state 3 things on a message, then what we'll do is we'll put you into a draw at the end of the session today, the talk show, and we will put you in a draw to win one of my bracelets that I've joined with Believe in You Jewelry. So this is one of my products, and I'll post a picture up in the comment section so you guys can see exactly what it looks like. So you'll win something if you participate with us in what's happening today. So sign it over.
And the bracelet will be sanitized before given.
Yes. So each bracelet that I do make, because it's a naturistic bracelet, that's what I bring to Believe in You Jewelry, is the part of nature. So going out, I pick things, I make them with a different sense, like that heart and soul of basically the forest, wood, nature, like any kind of water stuff. So very earthy connections. That's what my stuff is kind of made from. So just letting you guys know that I smudge those things before I actually hand them out. And the bracelets are worth, these ones, $22 regularly, so you'll be getting a free bracelet out of it.
Yay.
And we wanted to make sure that everybody was able to share. So maybe, like, we have such a respect for conversation and working things out with communication. So maybe there's something out there that you're doing right now to help cope with the things that you're feeling that we don't touch upon, and it might resonate with us or someone else. And those are beautiful tools. We're all in this together. So it's not just us preaching about, hey, this is what you should do right now, but what are you doing? So share that with us and share it with everybody else who's paying attention to our video, whether it's now as we're live or going forward.
Awesome, yeah. So
So,
let's start this. Danny, what have you been doing in the last, what day are we?
I don't know. Actually, we had this conversation, the whole what day is it conversation at home this
We're
morning.
on island time.
We really are.
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
you know what, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, the, opinion is yours to make it whichever one you want it to be, but what have you been doing, what have you noticed that, is different?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
I don't know, being home a little bit more, it has its advantages and challenges for sure. I'm finding the things that I'm experiencing, typically when I feel a state of stress or anything associated with stress, I instinctively go into very much a sleep mode. And I know Nicole can attest to that very much. And I've been fluctuating from sleep to being awake at 4 a.m. And like this morning I did sleep until about 7, which was nice, but I've been awake at 4 and 5 a.m., which again, ask Nicole, is very unlike me at all to be awake that early. So that's something that's been a little bit different, and I haven't quite figured out why yet. I'm just kind of paying attention to it and flowing with it and going from there. In terms of like what I've been doing, I haven't really been doing too much outside of being at home or here, and yeah, it's been quiet.
I can actually say that I've been really enjoying the alone time as being an introvert myself. Not saying that I don't miss you guys all, because I totally do. But what I'm saying is that I wake up in the morning feeling refreshed right now for some reason. I've felt so good in the last little while. And it's, I guess, like Sandra was saying, it's island time, so being on my own time, I'm getting to spend more time with my children. I'm getting to make dinners with my family. I'm getting to sit down with my family and eat. I'm going out on nature walks, which I never was, I couldn't do in the last year just because of my surgery and everything that was happening in my life. So this for me is like new times. It's a new beginning. Like I've started yoga again. I've started meditating again. So for me, I feel like my body and my mind and my heart and my soul is really meshing right now with what's going on.
Finding balance again.
Finding balance in life right now is what's happening with me. Anyways. And you, Sandra?
Yeah.
We're all so different. So
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that the way I feel right now is the way you are going to feel at home. Maybe you're experiencing something different.
Absolutely. We all have different ways of processing things and interpreting things. For me, I know before COVID-19, I was in a space where it was just 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., just work mode, or just go, go, go. And I was actually getting pretty run down. So now that I have all this time to just time in general, I've been sleeping, which is a wonderful thing. I noticed that my vagus nerve is kind of off, your fight or flight mode, but I think that's just has to do with a bunch of different changes and fear about the unknown. But now I've noticed that I am also just finding balance. I'm waking up. I started today, I woke up, I took a shower, ended it with cold water, shocked that vagus nerve, went into my living room, I did yoga, only 20 minutes, I didn't do too much, and then I came here, and I have a list of things to do now, a bunch of books that I've been looking at the last 2 weeks, being like, those look good, but I'm gonna go to Netflix.
But I think there's an adjustment period though, the last couple of
Absolutely.
weeks, like if, and maybe many of you can attest to this, I think a big part of this whole slow down part is the world has just become so accustomed to being busy, and that's the lifestyle. And so it's a shock to be like, oh, like I can't go anywhere, I have to restrict
Can't
what
do
I'm
anything.
doing.
And I think, so you're bringing up a really good point. So Carol, Lachance also said here,
Hi, girl.
that she's like, lack of human contact increases anxiety.
It totally does.
And it does. So this is what's happened to us is all of us in worldwide has had this massive shock to our system because we're not allowed to go out and socialize anymore. We're not allowed to do those things. So our body has gone into a state of shock. So
And if you think about it, in our primal state, that togetherness and that our people, our tribe, if you will, that gave us our safety net, because that would like allow us to be able to ward off whatever other animals came off. Obviously, we don't have that now, but it's still very much instinctive.
yeah. She also pointed out the fact that I think retirees feel a little different than when working people, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think it's what goes along with the whole busy thing, and like I'm gonna mention you, Dan, and you might not like this later on, but that's okay. So Dan is my husband, who I love very much. But he is someone who does deal with a lot of anxiety. So being restricted in not being able to do all the things that typically he would do in a day, finding ways to be busy instead of slowing down has been a big challenge. And maybe that's a common theme amongst a lot of people who are experiencing anxiety right now, is when we stop, we have to feel, and we don't like to feel,
We've been
right?
avoiding
That's right.
the feelings for a very long time.
True.
Well, one of my friends this morning, Jillian Hedgie, I'm gonna say, is that when we do slow down, we're forced to feel.
Yeah.
Because what else is there out there, right? We have to feel like there's nothing else to do.
It's true. It's true.
So in yoga and in meditation, when we still our body and we slow down, that's when we tend to fidget.
Yeah.
That's when we tend to move. You know, that's when we tend to think about things in our mind that are going crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's why people say they have such a hard time meditating because of those things,
Oh,
right?
for
Their
sure.
mind just keeps going.
Yeah, and that's why, like, any of you who have done practices like yin or restorative or yoga nidra, some of you thrive in it, and some of you are like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole again, because it's that slowness and that stillness. And I know as instructors of, most of us have taught probably all of those disciplines at one point, and it's interesting to observe people, and not in a creepy way, please don't think that we're doing that, but that's one of our jobs, is to kind of pay
Objectively
attention.
observing,
Yeah, exactly. It's to
Gotcha.
observe people, and those tend to be the most challenging practices for people. You know, hey, give me a hot power class and I'm fine, but put me in a restorative and like,
Or a freaking
Crazy.
yoga nidra, they're just like, oh, I know exactly what they come out being like, I know exactly what I need to do for the next 48 hours.
So, in getting onto that, you had mentioned fear. So in one of your things, so let's talk honestly about fear and what's happening right now. And then we'll talk about those coping strategies so that we can kind of get away from all like the negativity. We really want to focus on giving you guys some good structured feedback on what we could do to help us cope with what's going on. So let's identify what fear is, okay, first.
for sure.
So do you want to touch on that, Dave?
So for sure, fear is huge. It plays a big part in our society. our minds are so powerful that we create the ending of the story before we've started a story. So like I could take a look at that garbage can and think, oh my God, what if I walk past it and I kick it? So I've already created a story that doesn't exist, and with that, I've created those symptoms in my body and those feelings in my body preemptively without even having experienced it. And I might not even go in the direction of the garbage can, but that's where the mind goes. And I'm talking about a garbage can because you guys can't really see it, but I thought you could. It's kind of right in front of where the plant is.
The body also, the mind can't decipher, or the body can't decipher what has actually happened in real life or what you just made up in your mind. So like you said,
Perception.
Yeah, exactly. So like you said, like you could even be like, I'm gonna go, like you're imagining you go into that garbage can, kicking it over, bunch of mice come out. Your body is going to tense up and go.
Yes, that should be going like mice, right?
Yeah, exactly. Go up, and then and your body's not going to be able to just like determine. Yeah, what's reality and what was made up in your head, and then that fear gets put into your
Body.
specifically your kidneys.
Yes. And there is a difference between healthy fear and unhealthy fear. Like the healthy fear is how we've survived as a species as long as we have. So safety, survival, those things are important and good things to pay attention to. But again, because our mind is powerful, we've turned it into so much more. So so what do we experience as fear? Like what do you guys feel when you're afraid?
What do I feel?
Oh.
When I feel when I'm afraid is my heart starts beating really fast. I think that I have nowhere to go that's safe. And in my body, what happens is I tend to tense up all my muscles. Like I tense my shoulders, I tense my back, I tense my legs, and I go into inclusion. So for me, I don't talk a lot about things. I don't tend to outwardly discuss a lot of things. I tend to go like what we were just taught. I tend to go internal and talk about a lot of these stories in my head. So, and then my head makes up these stories about all these fearful things that could be happening that may not be happening, right?
True, yeah. It's interesting you say that you go internal. I go internal, but in a different way. I go into like problem solving mode. It's like, okay,
Logic.
so it so is, but all of the outcomes so that I'm prepared for.
That's a defense mechanism.
It is so a defense mechanism, but I'm ready for what comes, right? Whether I go this way or this way, I planned it out, and that's my reaction to fear.
Right. It's funny. I do kind of a mixture of both. So what I do, let's say I'm not in control. I have this weird. It's not weird. It's kind of weird. Thing with control. So your brain's number one function is to make sure that you stay alive, and our emotions, such as fear, is what helps us stay alive. So if you're fearing something, if I'm across to something that I'm scared of, my body's going to say back off. So what I do is exactly what you were saying. I'll do different things in my mind of how I can perceive the situation, and this way, if that situation does this, I know to do this, and if that situation does that, I do that. But as far as side effects, I clench my jaw. I clench my jaw.
You're a jaw clencher.
I'm a jaw clencher. I'll like go tight, and I feel it. It goes from like my heart and then into my tummy, and I'll get nauseous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nauseous too.
We were talking about that yesterday, guys.
Yeah, get very nauseous.
Yeah.
So those are like bodily symptoms of fear and how they can, and we know that right now everything is fear driven because of everything that's happening in the world.
Unknown. There's so much unknown right now.
It is.
The unknown's very scary.
It's very scary, and so then we as people start making up stories in our mind about what's going to happen.
Yes.
Right? And that's how this like, information that's not true gets spread around the world because we make up these stories in our minds and then we want to share with everybody.
Yeah. And
Like
we react, right?
Absolutely, in reaction mode. So now that we've kind of like touched on fear, before we go any further, this is where I want to do the contest. So I would like everybody to think of 3 things that they do presently right now to help them through this process of being at home alone in isolation. So it could be anything. I just want you to name 3 things in the comment box on your in your screen, in your live screen, and let us know. Those people that enter 3 things will be put into a draw to win this beautiful little bracelet. Okay? So we'll start off with that, and then we'll kind of start talking about, you know, we'll keep talking about the things that we're kind of doing right now in order to get the ball rolling too. Go ahead.
So I mentioned earlier I started meditating today, or I did yoga. Meditation is included in yoga, but yeah. So I started doing that today, which was nice. I need to shock my vagus nerve. I know that. Like, I know my vagus nerve is completely off. So what I did was, and I don't like doing this, it's not fun for me, but when I'm in the shower, at all. I'll have my warm shower, hot shower, skin's a little red, because I like it that way. And then I'll crank it cold, and I'll sit there and I'll go around with it, and I try to do it for 30 seconds, but
Do you internally scream a little bit during
a
those
little
things?
bit. I think my roommate can hear me. Ah!
So my kids do this. They go into a hot sauna,
Yeah.
and then they jump into the water
Crazy.
after.
And they
With
have
ice
very
on.
good for
They
you.
have
Oh yeah,
always
they do.
here.
They do it all winter.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's super good for you.
Yeah,
I can't.
it is.
I can do it. My brain just
Don't always want
I
to.
don't want to. So yeah, I've been trying to do different things to shock my vagus nerve so I can sleep properly, because my sleeping patterns are completely off. I'm up till 4 and then sleeping till who knows.
Yeah.
Last night I couldn't sleep very much, but I knew I had to get up with this, so the alarm went off and I'm like, okay, we're gonna get up. I noticed that I haven't been eating as well as I typically do. I had Eggos yesterday, and I ate 5 donuts the day before that, so I'm just gonna call myself out.
That's
Shouldn't
okay.
be doing that.
Okay, so really shouldn't, you gotta forgive yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, forgiveness is really important too,
Yeah.
because you know what, we're in this pandemic, and I think we mentioned it earlier, like we need a transformation period. It's a good time to be like, hey, like, what are we going to do now? And honestly, I don't normally eat that, so this has kind of been good. It's kind of been like a really long slumber party, solo slumber party for me. I've been watching TV, I've been sleeping in, or sleeping not at all, or eating whatever I want. But now I'm gonna start eating healthier.
See, and I'm finding the opposite. I find that I'm eating better.
Oh, me too.
Really?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, because I
Definitely.
ate, like,
Yeah.
the way you were describing how you're eating right now is probably how
The
it's
way
been
you
last
normally
year.
eat.
Yeah. Let's be honest. That and I've stopped drinking coffee, which is kind of funny. It kind of happened. I wasn't feeling well like over a month ago, and I just didn't feel good drinking coffee, so I stopped. And I haven't drank anything since. I'm drinking tea instead. So, like, and I was drinking enough coffee before, I think, and I still like I feel good about it.
So
yeah, I was also getting sick from coffee from all the acid, so I had to stop as well.
I really, I want to just mention a few people so that we can show that we're like listening to you guys too. So Kim says that she's mindful breath, move your body, and call someone. That is brilliant.
Very good.
Call
Yes.
someone. Yes. When was the last time we picked up the phone and had a conversation with somebody?
I actually always do. People get mad at me. They'll
Those
hang up
are
and then text
amazing
me.
Sylvie, meditation, taking a long bath, taking me time. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's those are all really amazing things. So taking a long bath, I haven't done that, so thank you. I will probably take that advice as well. Debbie says meditate, yoga, and read. Definitely, all three. You see how we all sigh together?
When was the when was the last time you guys read something for pleasure? Like not just, okay, hey.
For work.
Yeah, because I mean we're lucky and the stuff that we read for work is quite fascinating.
Mhm.
But when was the last time that you just read something because like, hey, I want to just learn this for me and not to necessarily spew out to everybody?
Exactly.
Mhm.
And then Danielle Buck, hello everyone, we just want to let you guys know that we love the interaction.
Yeah.
This is great, keep doing it, please. She says, read, go for a walk, video call someone,
Yeah.
yes, FaceTime someone, because that's what this is all about. So because we can't be in the same room with someone doesn't
Mhm.
mean that we still can't interact with them,
Mhm.
right? We have the
Definitely.
time right now, we're not working,
Mhm.
most of us.
Yeah.
Most of us,
Yeah.
if we're not essential workers,
Yeah.
right,
Mhm.
we're not working. So, I mean, take that time to love someone and give them a call.
Mhm.
Nancy,
Hi,
my
Mama.
mama, she says crocheting, coloring, and calling family on the phone and FaceTiming. So yeah, that's
Coloring.
exactly
Mhm.
coloring. Like, when's the last time you brought the kid out in you and colored
Mhm.
a piece,
I love
Yeah.
coloring.
right? Like, so that's another great idea. And Ashley, so she's saying, she does painting in her studio, so she does furniture painting.
Mhm.
By the
Yeah.
way, Ashley is the one who's made this, and my table. So
And
thank
other
you,
pieces
Ashley.
around here.
And she's made some other pieces around here too as well. So, a nice shout out to Ashley as well. Also, Carol, bake a lot, clean, and walking. Definitely, all those things,
Yeah.
right? So I just wanted to touch on kind of like what I'm doing too. So one of the things that I do is I wake up in the morning and coffee. I take time to have coffee
Yeah.
in bed.
Mhm.
So it may seem crazy to you guys, but coffee in bed to me is like the
The
best
ultimate.
thing on earth right now. Is taking the time that I don't have to jump out of bed in the morning. I can drink my coffee lying down and go through Facebook and Instagram and just kind of connect. If I want to make a FaceTime call, with one of my friends, I do that. So that brings like joy to me in the morning, right? But before I wake up and I get out of bed. It's so crazy because Danny knows if the first thing I'm going to do is coffee in bed.
Yeah. So if because I mean we're best friends and we have sleepovers all the time, and so if I'm the first one up, Danny. Yes, Nicole, I'm coming.
Can you make coffee? And then some of the other things that I really have gotten back to, and I think because my back surgeries, the 3 back surgeries that I have had, have forced me into retuning inside, internally, with the love that I used to do all these things but never had time for them anymore.
Yeah.
One of them is pottery. So I've been doing a lot of pottery, hand building stuff. So hey, if anybody needs any clay, I have some at home. If you want to do some hand building stuff, I can drop it off in a mailbox to you if that's what you want. I can give you a little piece of clay. I'm more than willing to do that. And one of the other things that I'm doing is making jewelry. So I loved doing stuff like that, like walking in nature and picking things and visualizing what it feels like to have that piece on you. So those are some of the things that have really kind of attracted my attention in the last little while. What else have I?
I don't know. I think you're coming alive. I
Totally coming
dragging
alive.
me on interesting walks.
So yesterday I dragged Danny on a nature walk.
Which I loved.
So we went through the bush, which I loved. She said, in a tone.
I did.
So I dragged her onto Moose Creek where we had to walk, but I said, she goes, oh, Nicole, this is really, like, are you sure this? I'm like, you know what? The ice is safe. Don't worry about it. You're not going to fall through. right? And I'm chuckling.
It's
'cause I'm
solid,
like-
it's solid.
and then we hit a flush spot and she sinks and she's like, Nicole. I'm like, you're okay. You're okay. There's probably 2 feet of ice on this creek right now. Anyways.
Solid.
This is mush.
So I made her walk to the second part, and then she came back. She survived, and she loved me for it afterwards. So nature walks are a very good thing right now. The sun is shining. It doesn't have to be either, and I mean it's free. It's free.
Is.
Go
It
out
is.
there
And
and
it's so good for your
enjoy
mental
yourself.
health.
Yeah, enjoy the
So
sun.
Mhm.
Grounding too. We're
It is,
about to get
yeah.
our everything's melting right now, and it's so cool because if you touch the ground, it actually uses as an antioxidant.
Mhm.
So
Oh, for
it has a
sure.
bunch of electrolytes in
Yeah.
there. So like if you're touching the ground, I think it's 20 minutes. It could it stabilizes
Yeah.
all your electrolytes and all your cells,
Yeah.
which is just so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
So antioxidants, what
What's
those
that
do.
called again?
Earthing.
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 Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called earthing. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was called grounding.
Yeah,
Well,
or-
it could be
and-
called grounding too. Like
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's
depending
just,
on where you are, like forest bathing is another
Yeah.
version of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Synonyms.
it's basically when you go outside in bare feet and you step on the earth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So-
or lie against a tree or
Yeah.
things like that, yeah.
Yeah, those are like brilliant things to do, by the way. So even taking a blanket outside right now and it being fully like dressed in a sweater and lie up against a tree with your
Oh,
legs
yeah.
up, like
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 up
like
the wall.
like
Like
legs
up the
up the
tree.
wall. You do legs up the tree, and I've done that several times in my yard with the
Yeah.
birch tree. That I have a big birch tree in the backyard, and it feels amazing to do that.
So it's very grounding. Or even if you want to just take your hands and feet and put it in because for some reason you feel like that's a little bit too much.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Just
Or
touching.
or finding sunlight.
Hi, Kyra.
Sunlight
Sunlight.
is huge. Like we live in a space where vitamin D in the wintertime is almost, it is. So we have this like beautiful sunshine. Why not just sit in it for 5 minutes?
Yep.
And again,
Easy.
it's free.
Yeah, it's
And you have the time to do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's right. So challenging yourself to maybe not so much go towards the things that you normally do, but maybe challenge yourself to doing something different. Okay?
Interesting.
Yeah, like so maybe taking some of these topics that we're talking about or these things that other people are doing and see if you could do some of that,
Exactly.
right?
And with no judgment. So something that I've been doing that I haven't made the time to do. I've been playing Mario Kart with my kids.
Oh, cool.
Which like,
Yeah.
they like. My kids are
Throwback.
9 and 7, and yeah, we've been playing video games and not like in obscene amount of way, but enough to like play around.
It's
and
attractive. It's
It
nice.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
that's awesome. I
Like-
just want to say one thing.
Mhm.
By electrolytes, I mean electrons.
That's okay, yeah.
So when you're touching the ground, it gives you electron stabilizing your cells. I just wanted to.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I know you knew what you meant, but I
they
need-
probably
yeah.
don't. So grounding, some of the other things that we can kind of focus in on is breathing.
Mhm.
Breathing and coming back in touch with our breath. Like really thinking about the breath when you breathe it in and then when you breathe it out. And it's a simple, I know it seems like a simple thing, but I'm telling you, when you're in a state of distress or there's something going on in your life that you've kind of, taken a moment to, it has like kind of pushed you back for a second, take that moment to connect with your breath. Count in for 6 seconds, count out for 8. See if you can do that. And even if it's 4 and 6, not 6 and 8, whatever it may be, but consciously breathe in. Think about the breath as it comes through the nostrils, down into the throat, into the lungs, and then as you exhale, reversing the process in the exact same way. I'm telling you, even if you take 5 breaths like that, will calm you down. Over the last, I'd say 5 years, I've started practicing this. That you know when you get triggered by somebody or something happens?
No.
And then you started articulating these thoughts in your mind
Yeah.
that make your mind race and go a little crazy, and you create these stories, and you don't know how to get out of the rabbit wheel, like, or
Yeah.
what do you call it?
Yeah.
The rabbit hole.
Mhm.
Like you keep going down, right? And the story gets better and better as you go
It does.
deeper and deeper, right?
We're good.
So I promised myself in those times that I wait 24 hours.
Yes.
Okay, so I believe in the 24-hour rule. I don't speak to anyone about anything that has charged me up, okay? And when I mean charged me up, has made me feel like I, has caused those feelings of fear, has caused those feelings of anxiety, to a place where I could say something
That you
not
don't
so
mean.
nice.
Yeah.
That-
Explode.
Yeah, explode and do those things that aren't really called for,
Yeah.
right? We can stop ourselves, and that is the only way that I find helps stop me,
Mhm.
is that I wait those 24 hours. And I'm telling you, it works, because when you revisit that situation or that conversation that you kind of go over in your head, it's not so important anymore.
It's not that bad anymore.
And you know what, and sometimes it is.
Yeah.
And that's
Sometimes
no,
it's so bad.
yeah. And then that's when you choose to come in it at a much calmer state.
Yes.
Right? You can actually have the conversation with somebody, you've thought about it, you can think about what nice words that you could say to this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all in the approach, I think, with people. We tend to explode and get excited about a lot of things, and especially now because of all the anxiety that's happening around the world, we tend to really do that a lot.
We don't know what to do with the things that we're feeling.
No.
We haven't been taught, which is unfortunate, how to identify and recognize the feelings and know that it's okay to feel them. We've been taught to suppress, and then we
Yeah.
wonder why we explode, right?
Yeah, and it's not about suppressing. It's about actually thinking through it a bit, taking some time, right? And then delivering whatever you need to in a really tactful, good, loving way.
Yeah. And then on the flip side is having compassion for those who do react, right? So
Yeah.
being able to take the step back, if
Yes.
you feel yourself getting triggered by the reaction, okay, step back, take a breath. What's beyond that? Like, when
Yeah.
you can look at what's happening behind the scenes, it's more than just, okay, this person said this to me in this way, and now I'm going to just say these spiteful things back. It's like, okay, I recognize that you're feeling fearful. I recognize where this is coming from, and I love you anyway.
Yes.
It's no
Yes.
longer about just you.
No.
It's about all of you realizing that, hey, like, you're also going through some stuff
Yeah.
too. And sometimes,
Yeah.
especially with friendships, sometimes you just you're the one who they feel so comfortable with that they get to react to you.
But that's the safety thing.
It
That
is,
is the safety
absolutely.
thing. And it's okay. It's okay. It's when we see that other side in people, if you send back love,
They feel
in-
nice.
they feel great.
Yeah.
They will feel coddled. They will feel like someone cares.
Yeah.
And that's our whole point, is that I don't believe anybody wishfully wants to hurt anybody in anything that they
There are
do or
emotions
say.
that are
I
just-
believe that we have a lot of good people in this world, especially here at this studio. But there is going to be interactions. There is going to be things that come up that are important to us, right? And that will trigger different things depending on what you've been through in your past. We are all triggered in some way.
Definitely, because it's upheaval. It's upheaval in so many different ways,
Yeah.
in so many different aspects of our lives. But I think that response, like, respond how you would to a child, and I don't mean this in a demeaning way, but I think of Elizabeth, my daughter, who's 7, and she has these meltdowns because she's super sensitive. So, like, I hold her, and then she softens, and then we talk about it. So how could you respond to an adult in the same way? That doesn't mean that I'm gonna necessarily run up and, like, squeeze Nicole, but
Not right now.
Depends on the day. Depends on the day.
Not right now.
No. But I'm going to take a step back and think, okay, so how would I respond to like your inner child? Like how would I love your inner child? And instead of like thinking of you as the adult, and that we have to be logical as adults, and we have to act a certain way.
Stern boys.
Exactly, which is like
Boys.
really
Nobody likes a stern boys.
And nobody likes exclamation marks and capital letters.
Or these things that people like to
Yeah.
put your fingers away.
Don't
Give
do
them
this,
that face.
don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send heart emojis.
Yes.
Give us a whole bunch of hearts right now.
And even if you're not completely feeling it, try.
Yeah.
Try
And
to go back
thing
with love.
to remember is that we're going to be sharing our homes with people that we don't normally see very often.
Yes.
So we're going to be in sharing homes, and and everyone's kind of on edge right now.
Mhm.
So I think a really good idea too is to have a silly fairy that you can blame things on.
Oh.
So for
Tell
example,
me more.
I
I like this story already.
For example,
Sorry, Ann.
the husband didn't do the dishes after you told him to do the dishes 2 hours
Didn't
ago.
do the dishes.
And you go, you know what, Dan? The silly fairy made this huge mess, and she still didn't do it. Can you imagine that? And then,
But I'm the silly fairy in my house.
yeah, are you the silly
Yeah.
fairy?
Silly
Well, maybe
fairy.
Dan needs.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Maybe we won't tell him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's a really good, healthy way to do it because then you can make light of it as a joke. It's like, oh, that silly fairy left the breadcrumbs on the toaster in the area.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then you can just be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go clean up after that silly fairy. She's really forgetful.
And that's okay,
Yeah.
right? It totally is okay. So I want to bring in Kyra. So thank you very much, Kyra. She says she always tells her kids we are all perfectly imperfect in our own way. And that is
Mhm.
such a beautiful thing to say to your children,
Mhm.
especially those little people growing up in this world. They are so affected by this right now,
Mhm.
right? So we need to treat them like little adults. And they are,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
Yeah.
Yep.
exactly that.
Yeah. They really are, and it's as you say that, and
Adults in training.
they really are. And so, like little people, like I know you don't have kids yet, but there are little people in your life. How much have you guys gotten to know those little people in this last little bit? I so have gotten to know so much more about my kids in the last few weeks, and it's awesome.
Well, my kids are with their families at home.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But I'm sure they're doing great.
They are. They are.
So what else can we talk about? Yoga, one of the things. I just want to mention that Two Souls, and there's a lot of other studios out there too, for free. We are offering online classes.
Mhm.
Unity Shapes is doing some meditation. So there's those things out there that you can kind of capture
Mhm.
back pocket when you need it. You can't, physically come to our studio, but you can still access the instructors through our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right? Two Souls Yoga. So that's another really good way to kind of cope with the everyday stress that's kind of going on. So we talked about breath, we talked about yoga, let's talk about meditation.
Yeah, meditation for sure is, and there's so many different forms of meditation. We've touched on this already, but just going outside, that is meditation.
Just being in the present moment is meditation.
Mhm.
That's essentially what meditation is. It's just being there in the now.
And how often do we do that?
Not enough.
Hey, and that's the thing, and this is coming from people. And we do
practice.
this with our clients,
Yeah.
and I mean we're not perfect either.
No, we're not.
We aren't always in the present
I
moment.
make mistakes all the
Yeah.
time.
Exactly, but that's what makes us imperfectly perfect, right?
So part of the meditation thing is that lovely human school, I believe by
Megan Bonham.
Megan
Yeah.
Bonham, is doing a 21-day challenge for meditation, I believe. So that's one of the things we want to do, some shout
9
outs
a.m.
to some businesses
Yeah.
to let them know that we're here to support them too, and we want other people to support them as well, just to drive traffic to the places here locally in Sudbury that are, making an effort to do big things for us. Okay, one of them is close to my heart is A&J Hardware downstairs. They they're open to, you know, to the public that need things that may go wrong in their home. Like, say if you had a flood in your home and you needed a sub pump right away, guess who has it?
J&J
Hardware has it, right?
And if they don't, they'll have it in a week.
Like, exactly,
Yeah.
they can.
Great
they
customer
can-
service too.
Or their service is so extraordinary,
Mm-hmm.
and the people that own this business are amazing. They would probably give you one from their own home.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they do.
Val, Bridget, we apologize.
But I'm saying that these
That's-
people
yeah.
are so nice that that's the generosity that they would have in them, right? Also, I want to mention, the Sudbury Online Market that was built by, Jillian, who owns, Believe in You Jewelry. That is another place that you can go to shop online locally. It's all local businesses that make things here in Sudbury. And then, Watt Supplies. So I would like to tell you a little bit of a story about Watt Supplies, what happened. So before the closing, I looked everywhere for cleaner. I could not find cleaner anywhere. Nobody would sell it to me. Watt Supplies called me back and said, I know we have this on our website that we're not selling, and I know you called and I turned you away, but I'd really like to support you because I know you're out there trying to do your best, and if I was in that position, I'd want someone to help me. He gave me a huge bottle of cleanser that I could dilute and use, and it's like commercial stuff. So that it kills viruses and all different kinds of things like that. So there's some really powerful people out there right now, you know, these local businesses that are trying to help our city and our community right now. Sandra, you had a few?
Yeah, I actually did a little bit of research last night on what people were doing as far as local businesses were doing for our community, and I was really, really impressed. Justine Martin from Guilty Pleasures actually created a whole website just so she can tend to her customers, and so she's selling her classics like her cupcakes and butter tarts, which are all really good, coffees. She added a couple new things. You'll have to go onto the website. We'll add the link in a bit. But what she did too is collaborate, and she added salty dogs and huckleberries and a couple other local businesses to her website without taking a cut, just so they can reach more people. She also has two different donation-based donation-based programs, so Sweets for Saviors and Sweets for Seniors, so customers can choose their donation amount and to direct frontline workers or seniors or their senior home of choice. And Guilty Pleasures is matching whatever you're donating. So last week they donated $1,200 in desserts to people.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good job, Justine. Good job, Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah.
Also, what's going on with Crosscut Distillery? They deserve a really good shout out too because they decided to start making hand sanitizer. As you know, alcohol and hand sanitizer, there's a few ingredients in between. And at first they were giving it out to the public, and now they're giving it to the healthcare providers. And on their website you can access their staff. So, and they also have, I think it's 46 North Beers, so they have their stuff on there too, so you can support them. Respect is Burning is staying closed. However, they have a really, really cool gift card option.
I think this is amazing.
Yeah, and this goes to just show like what you can do to support your local businesses that aren't open right now. So if you buy a gift card, they're putting a 20% bonus onto it. So for example, if you get a $100 gift card, it's $120, but you're paying $100. So regardless on which, even if you get, I think the minimum is $50, which you get $60. And if you get a gift card, you get part of their birthday super club membership, which means that you get a free dinner and dessert when it's your birthday month after this is all done.
That's so amazing. I'm signing up.
Yeah, no, me too.
My birthday's so far away.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked him about that because my birthday's in 4 days. I inquired. I was like, so what about the people that are gonna miss it? You can do it after.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Good to know.
Yes, absolutely. And 25% of all their sales for the gift cards is going to inner city home of Sudbury.
Oh,
But yeah, so
that
that's-
makes it even better.
No, Rob Gregorinas are really good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Local Jerky Plus is offering variety bags, so they're collaborating with their small batch hummus, Nickel City's cheese curds, and an insider, maybe guilty pleasures will be going on in that, but I don't know, maybe. But so each person or business will donate $1. So let's say there are 4 people. So every time you buy this variety bag, $4 goes towards purchasing N95 masks for our front line workers.
That's amazing.
For local first responders. Super cool.
Yes.
So our community is really coming together, and I love seeing that.
Definitely. So we also have a list here, and this is more of businesses, and there's probably more businesses out there that are still open right now, but we just wanted to give a few shout outs to some that are a little close to our heart in various ways. So today happens to be Wednesday, so which is appropriate. So Two Ghost Tacos. So all of you who enjoy all that is
I do.
Two Ghosts.
I do.
I do too. So on
Yeah, some hearts there.
So on Wednesdays and Fridays from 5 to 8 p.m. they are doing takeout delivery.
Takeout or delivery.
Okay, so option to do that tonight. So if you're looking for something and you're just tired of
Buffalo
cooking.
tempeh kale salad.
So they're doing that. Beards is baking for pre-order or no contact pickup on Tuesdays and Thursdays for donuts, and Sunday for cupcakes. And other places that are open right now, Pepe Panini, the Fromagerie, Taco Soul, okay, Kanawa Sushi, thank you, and Casa Mexicana. So, and DeGustos as well. So DeGustos is offering curbside pickup. You can call and pay over the phone and let them know when you've arrived. Gonga's on Brady is open from 10 to 7 for takeout. Cedar Nest is open. If there are other businesses that we're missing, which there probably are,
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Tag yourself. Tag yourself
Yeah.
in the video, or one of you guys out there watching, tag them in the video as well, so that everybody knows. We want to bring everybody together.
Yeah.
That's
In
what
this-
we should be doing. We
the
have so much time
whole-
to do it too.
Yeah, this is the time to come together as a community, get to know each other a little bit better, you know?
Corey HVAC service too is still open, and if you go on to their Facebook page, they're about to drop like a bunch of prizes that you can win, and what they're doing is they're buying a bunch of things from local businesses to support the local businesses and also give to the people as prizes.
Yeah.
So a little, we'll go back to the prize. So any of you guys that have just kind of come on or don't know what we're doing, is we're actually doing a prize draw for this lovely bracelet that's worth $22 from me, who has made it. I've partnered with Believe in You Jewelry. So if you, in the comments box, name 3 things that you're doing right now at home to help you, 3 things at home that you're doing to help you, that looked awkward.
Yeah, a little bit.
3 things that you're doing at home to help you kind of cope with what's happening right now. We will enter you into the draw, and it doesn't matter, even after the video closes and you do the replay, we will still include those people. We'll do it until the end of
Tomorrow?
until
24
tomorrow.
hours?
We'll do it for 24 hours.
So noon tomorrow?
So you can
tomorrow.
even tag other people. If they want to win a bracelet, tag people to our video so that they can watch it and have them comment in the comment box.
And if you share this video to your page, you get entered twice.
Oh.
She upped it.
She totally did. We'd also like to give a shout out to all the frontline workers right now who are still going out every day and helping us survive this, basically. Like, you guys are the superheroes of this pandemic.
Yeah, clap to you guys. Frontline workers, please, thank you for putting yourself those people because I've been a registered nurse for over 25 years. And when SARS was around, I was that frontline worker. I'm not right now, but you know, I feel that those people go through so much as they put their lives in jeopardy every single day to meet the public's needs,
And
right?
the least you can do in all that is practice social distancing and
That's
stop
right.
hoarding all the food so these individuals can
Stop
go to the
hoarding.
grocery store
Yes.
and buy their stuff so to keep everyone safe and healthy. That is not fair that they're getting off their X amount of silly amount of hours
Yeah.
of work going to the grocery store and they can't get their essentials.
Yeah. And take the time to thank someone. So the next time you go to the grocery store, thank the person who's checking you out.
Yeah, they're
Thanks.
there too.
Thanks, Kim. Also, Leslie's is open. The poutine makes life a bit better.
Oh.
Sure does.
Oh.
And the mac and cheese.
We were talking about eating well right now.
Oh yeah. Isn't that called soul food?
I think so.
I think that's what my roommate told me yesterday.
Yeah, it's totally food for the soul.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thanks for all your input, you guys. Like, this is amazing. This is how we share with the community what we're all doing to survive out there, right? This is what it's about, helping each other. The whole point of this live video was to, you know, come together as a group, talk about the issues that are happening right now that are so close to our hearts,
Yeah.
and be able to share in those ways that we can kind of help everybody and help everybody come together.
Now, if there are things, like if you really enjoyed this and would like to see us do it again, if there are things that you would like us to touch on, let us know. Comment below the video and we can put something together.
Do other people want to see more of these live videos
Yeah.
that we make, these talk shows? So let us know in the comment box if you would like to see more talk shows. And all you have to put in the comment box is talk show.
Yeah.
That's it. And then, so we'll go from there. If we get a lot of, I get a lot of hearts, okay.
Oh my God.
So if we get people putting in the comments box talk show, then we know that this is a great idea and people want to continue with this. Then we will put together another one next week at the same time. So we'll do every Wednesday at 11 o'clock, about,
Yeah, anything you're interested in. So kind of aside, like a funny aside, I was telling Nicole this morning. So I was talking to my kids and saying, okay, like I'm going to the studio, we're doing a talk show, and my son's like, what? You're going to be on Ellen?
Aw.
Well, not quite. She's like, oh, okay, I understand now.
But
hey.
this is a perfect example of our brains
Hey.
jumping and making those
Right.
things up.
Yes.
Ellen?
But Ellen, if you're interested, we're willing.
Yeah, I guess you can come on, but like we'll need to see if we're busy or
You
not.
know what? Honestly, I really love that example though, that you
Yeah.
just said. No, like, I think we really need to talk about that, is that is a perfect example of jumping to conclusions.
We do it all the
It
time.
This is how we do this.
Mhm.
And especially in this time of anxiety, we jump to conclusions when we hear things.
Yeah.
We hear a word, we hear someone do, or we see someone do something.
Mhm.
We jump to conclusions before we actually think, what's going on here?
Oh, yeah.
What's the real picture?
Or does it even matter?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see someone doing something. I'm gonna call myself out. I was watching two people throw a ball in the street, and one buddy was coughing along. And I'm sitting in my car. Why are you coughing along? You're outside. And I was just like, Sandra, this has nothing to do with you. You are in your car. You are safe. They are obviously in consent with each other.
Yeah.
And how do we even know that it's
He just might
related,
be a very
right?
big smoker.
Yeah.
Exactly. He might just be smoking. You might have smoked 2 seconds before I got there. We don't know.
Yeah,
So
you
I
have
think
no
it's
idea.
a really good idea
So
to just what you
judgment.
get. It's
Yeah.
very Yeah, exactly.
And based on association from our experiences,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what our mind knows. So my son has seen Ellen, and so talk show and Ellen, they are linked
Correlated
together.
together.
That makes
Yeah.
sense at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's just so to leave with this is that if you come into a situation and you feel that fear or anxiety, you feel the shoulders going up, the jaw clenching, the weird feelings in the core, just take your breath.
Mhm.
Just honestly, just
Take a moment.
5
Yeah.
breaths
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, just take that minute, those 5 breaths, wait, if it really triggers you, wait 24 hours, and then readdress the situation after that.
Because being mean to people right now is not what we need.
No,
it's
we
not.
need
We don't need
love and
judgment.
compassion out there,
Oh.
and we need to be delivering it all the time,
Read my shirt.
right?
Oh, a little more kindness, a little less judgment.
There we go.
I
A
didn't
little
even
more
know that.
kindness, a little
Yeah.
less judgment.
Shout out to Roxy for
So,
the sweater.
If we can kind of tune in and finish off with that, and think of an act of kindness that you'd like to do today. I love to do that in my yoga classes. I tell people, think of one act of kindness that you could do for someone today, and it could be for yourself.
Yeah,
I don't care
definitely.
who it's for. Think of one thing that you could do today to make someone's life better or yours. Okay?
I think that's awesome.
Is that it?
I think it is.
All right, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
so much
Oh,
for.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna climb the ladder.
You're gonna climb the ladder today.
Watch the replay if you just came on.
Oh, and one more thing before you press the button. We wanted to make sure that if you guys need to chat about anything,
Oh, yes.
please feel free to reach out.
Yes.
So, Danny Tarini, Nicole Cameron, Sandra Millett.
Hi.
So I'd like to give my cell phone number because I've done this before on my other live videos. My cell phone number is 705-507-1463. Even if you want to text me, it doesn't matter. Just tell me who you are so that I know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. We can have conversation. I am up for that. I do it on Instagram and on Facebook all the time with people all over the world, to be honest with you. So if you're up for a chat, then I'm up for a chat as well.
Yeah. So don't hesitate to reach out. Let us know if you need anything in any way, shape, or form. And if you're not sure how to reach out to us, you could message Two Souls Yoga or Unity Shapes on Facebook or Instagram, and we can connect with you from there.
Yeah,